Hi, so this video is a bit of an experiment. At the top of the description, there's a link to a song from the La La Land soundtrack. By the way, spoilers for all of La La Land. Anyway, if you're on a computer, do me a favor and open that in a new tab, lower the volume a bit, and then when I say go, press play. Not that time, not like only when I say it after the intro plays. If you're on mobile, you can start it on another device. This doesn't work as well on mobile, but it isn't required for watching this video. Except for some strange pauses, this will be a completely normal video essay. Also, don't worry, this isn't going to be a common occurrence. This is just something that I wanted to try. Alright, now that I've tanked my analytics with an explanation for the first 30 seconds of a video, here's the intro and be ready. Go. La La Land is a 2016 film that everyone is right about. Whether you love or hate this movie, you're somehow correct, and yet I can't seem to decide what I think. It's directed impeccably, as you would expect from Damien Chazelle, who directed Whiplash just 3 years prior. I mean, it has shots like this, and this shot, and this one. I mean, there are plenty of video essays talking about the color grading, or the composition, the lighting, the acting, the choreography, or the writing. So then why do so many people hate it? Why do maybe I hate it? It's undoubtedly a controversial movie, on one hand being nominated for 17 Academy Awards and winning 6 of them, and on the other hand being called overrated or even saying it has a terrible ending that ruins the whole film. But is that true? I suppose it really all depends on who you ask and what they came in expecting. For many people, they came in expecting a romance, or even a rom-com about two people following their dreams and passions and finding each other along the way. But for me, that's not what I came in expecting. I came in expecting a musical. From the opening scene, it is evident just how important the music is going to be to this film. And not just the musical music, but the soundtrack as well. We open on a woman humming to herself in her car before she begins singing, gets out of her car, and all the members of the traffic on a highway in LA join in, just like the third Tuesday of every month. They sing about their dreams of making it in LA and everything they had to give up just to be here, just to get to La La Land. In a series of incredibly impressive long takes, the people in camera dance all around the highway, crossing traffic, moving forward, backward, and all across the meridian, each person expressing how they just want to make it, to get their big break, and then everything will be better. Every sacrifice will have been worth it. This sets up everything about this movie, the way that everyone has something they're going for, something they're trying to do, and as someone who came into this movie looking for a musical, this sold me. The camera movements, the choreography, everything was exactly what I was looking for in this movie. And this isn't just in the opening number. Every musical number has this showcase of talent, from the upbeat Someone in the Crowd with its famous slow motion shot, to the performances in A Lovely Night by Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling, each dancing around a cliffside and bench, making it feel like a Broadway show. Choreographer Mandy Moore showcases her talents in using dance to communicate with her audience exactly what they should be feeling. In the case of A Lovely Night, having them flirt through dance, and this level of communication is no small feat. Plenty of movie musicals do this poorly, but here every move is deliberate, telling the audience something about the world or about its characters. The first character, Mia, is a struggling actress. We meet her in the road rage scene near the beginning of the movie when her and Sebastian first meet. She has been auditioning, trying to get her big break in the city. When we meet her, things aren't going so hot. A casting director takes a phone call in the middle of one of her auditions, and as we see in Someone in the Crowd, she's doubting her place in all of this, and having her own struggles with standing out when next to hundreds of others trying to do the exact same thing she's trying to do. But in a real flip of the manic pixie dream girl trope, she meets Sebastian and starts to get out of the rut that she was in, with her boyfriend, with her aspiring career, and with her general lack of ongoing whimsy, which, let me note, is arguably the most important thing you can have in life. No, whimsy, not the lack thereof. Sebastian, on the other hand, we meet when he's road raging, and the next time we see him, he gets fired for playing what he wants to, improvisational jazz, instead of the Christmas music his boss wants him to play. This is also where he storms past Mia, bumping into her, probably on purpose, in the process. We later learn that he loves classic jazz and wants to own his own jazz club to keep the classics alive. He then takes on a gig as a piano player in a cover band, playing the party that Mia is at. Here we see him miserable, which Mia finds entertaining, and he confronts her on this. This is where we learn how seriously he takes himself as a musician. Music, especially jazz, is obviously the most important thing in his life, which is why it's so interesting when his relationship with Mia progresses, due to her hatred of the genre. Jazz is based in improv, and it's quite obvious that Sebastian is too, deciding things in the moment, even making the choice to join his old friend's band on a whim after hearing Mia talk about him on the phone with her mother. Despite meeting each other a few times early on, and not on the best of terms each time, they keep crossing each other's paths. And even with Mia's current relationship, a romance eventually begins between Mia and Sebastian, or La and La, depending on who you ask. But even in her existing romance, she runs to Sebastian. Halfway through the movie they were planning to see, like it's the ending to their rom com. It subverts the expectations of the audience. The romance is already starting. This isn't some drawn out process. They both realize what they want and they share a kiss at a cut to black as they get it. The part that would normally end a movie, just the beginning of this one, with the amazing sequence that is the planetarium. Sebastian begins playing at a jazz club, the Lighthouse, and Mia is encouraged to start writing her play in the midst of this romance. Music is once again brought to the forefront of this film, here with Mia falling in love with both Sebastian and jazz, and Sebastian commending the play Mia is writing while entering his life as a touring musician. But things don't work out how you'd expect, with them fighting about Sebastian abandoning his dream and Mia's play not getting the attendance she was needing, and so she returns home. The breakup is such a well written and acted scene. I guess they're already broken up here, but this is where it's the most real. Mia and Sebastian are two people who love each other enough to know that it's best for the other person to pursue their dreams, to not give up what they could do just for the sake of this relationship. It's a care for someone else so deep that you can't possibly let them give up on everything they want and everything they've ever wanted just for you. In a movie of incredible performances, they both shine like crazy here. It arguably sounds the most natural of anything in this movie. And then comes the time skip. I think this is the part that really divides people. This 5 year time skip. This reveal that things have worked out for each of them individually, even if they couldn't together. Each of their dreams achieved alone. But also the inability to leave behind what could be, the regrets we have, and the memories that cities can hold. And that feeling when seeing someone we once knew and everything that comes with that. The almost fear that comes with that. That pit of your stomach feeling. I've lived in the same city my entire life. Almost every place in town has some sort of memory or person attached to it. I've changed driving patterns to avoid roads and avoided locations because of what happened there. Everything has a memory attached to it, and the thought of what could be can absolutely consume you if you aren't careful. We all have regrets and what could have beens, but despite that, life moves forward. I love La La Land because I was stuck in my own epilogue in what could have been until I began to move forward and follow my passions, getting lucky and finding someone who both supports my passions and has some of their own. La La Land isn't telling you to abandon everyone around you in order to achieve your dreams. The reason the ending is so sad is because there's obvious love and care for each other, but things don't always work out the way you'd hope. There are always regrets and what ifs, but that's the way it's supposed to be. Not everyone hates La La Land because they didn't like the ending. Don't get me wrong, there are criticisms of this film, but for me, the ending makes this movie. Everything lines up because of the ending, and to me, so much of that is in the epilogue. It's why this video exists, because I love the epilogue, and because it reminds me of how I don't want to live. Achieving everything I've wanted, but still stuck in the past, unable to let go of what could have been. It's time to move on. Thanks for watching.